Before we begin tonight's show, we wanted to say we stand with the community in saying #HearUsNiantic in light of the events that have taken place on August the 5th of 2021.
Tonight, I start a conversation. Masterful27 squeaks his chair. Casual Coops uses his new word. And Pogo Milo UK pushes my buttons. Welcome to Incensed, a Pokemon Go podcast. And what better name, Incensed? We're using it by its true term today, which means pretty pissed off. I know it seems every week we find some sort of reason to celebrate. But guys, we are 6 months old. Episode 26.
Wee, lads. Wee.
Amazing. We made it 6 months.
Ian, it's not amazing, mate. It's freaking Pog.
It's Pog.
It's Pog. So guys, I know there's a lot going on in the game at the moment with regards to the bonus withdrawals, which we're going to talk about later. #Niantic, hear us. But game aside...
Wasn't it #hear us?
Here's Niantic, isn't it, Ian?
Good job I got it right at the start.
He's fucked it up already.
Let's do that bit again, because we can't fuck that bit up.
Oh, no, that's funny. I think that's really funny.
No, because we've got to use the right hashtag, haven't we?
Yeah, you do, Ian. You do, Ian. That's why yours hasn't been trending today.
Yeah.
I never trend anywhere. I haven't for the last 40 years.
And it's just like 8 tweets from Ian on Niantic here.
I'm just tweeting my own little thing. I'm like trending about like 6 millionth in the UK. Anyway, how you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How's everyone?
Good, actually. I've had my first day of no Pokemon Go in 5 and a bit years. It was actually quite nice.
Yeah, I've literally just done my spin and my first catch. That's all I've done today.
I haven't even
What
gone
is
that
Mark
far.
doing? Marky boy, what are you doing?
Squeaking his chair.
I'm squeaking my chair, but I'm going to show something to the camera, and you boys are going to laugh at this.
Oh,
because today we're gonna play.
Oh my god.
Hey, Mark,
Okay, listeners, I know you can't
jokes.
hear what we're laughing at. Mark is holding up a Pokey AK pin.
Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to jump into that later?
Oh, it depends, because if I unfollow him now, he might block me within a minute, but it's too late to explain the game. But should we do it in real time?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do your bit now. So unfollow him now, and then just shout when he unfollows you.
When he unfollows or blocks me.
Whichever comes
He'll
first.
block you by the end of the episode or by the end of your explanation.
Wait, no. Wait. What's happening? He's not going to block you from unfollowing him, though, is he?
That's what he did to me.
That's what he did to Pogo.
Milo.
I unfollowed him 2 days ago, and then he's blocked me.
Are you being serious?
Yes. Deadly
No,
serious.
I think-
I've never said one word to him.
No, I think it's because you liked my tweet, because many people have added me and been like, Coops, Poker AK
No,
blocked me from liking
he blocked
your
me
tweet.
before I even did that.
Oh, he
I couldn't see his tweet. I couldn't see what he posted, and I was like, I know who it's from and what Coops is replying to. I'm like, why can't I see it? Oh, I've blocked.
So what I've done, guys, is I've unfollowed him because we're gonna have bants. Let's get some real shit going tonight. So we're not playing Pokemon Go tonight, so we might as well play fun with some people. So I've actually hashtagged and commented on his latest video. Hear us Niantic. Or is it Niantic? What is it, Ian?
Oh god, I don't know. I've just been copying and pasting that reply all day. Anyway.
Oh, Ian, how are you, by the way?
I'm buzzing. Today has been hectic. As usual, crap day at work. We're not going to get into that, but Twitter has been insane for the last 5 hours, I'm sure you'll agree. And I, in the last 3 hours of work, got very little done because I was literally tweeting, copying and pasting. I think I may have got the right one in the actual tweets. But there we go. Anyway, guys, it's time to grab a cold one. And if it's still effective for you, maybe drop an incense, I don't know. We're certainly not going to. We're not playing today. Since we can't ask you to let us know if you get a shiny during the show, just let us know if you get a shiny at all at some point, you know?
No. Let us know if you've been blocked by Poker AK on Twitter. That's all we should do.
Using the hashtag blocked by Poke AK.
Oh, is this a new segment? We need a new jingle. Boys.
Where was the clarify the spelling?
Should we get him on to sing it, Coops?
Oh my god, if he did the vocals for it.
Marky boy, yeah.
Block the pokey AK.
I love it. So, well, go on, Coops. Sorry,
No,
go on.
I was just going to give a little bit of context to people in case they're like, first of all, Poker AK, he's a really big PvP Go Battle League content creator, and he does like news and events as well.
Fuck
He's
off.
got what? Oh my god, was that the soundboard? But he's got over sort of 200k subscribers, and basically he's like renowned for on Twitter to anyone that has any opinion, any disagreement, he just blocks. And there's this thing that he literally just blocks anyone. You can like fucking like a tweet, he unblocks you because he doesn't like it. He's like Thanos, like anyone in his way, he just blocks. And tonight, while all this hashtag, what is it? Niantic.
Hear us, Niantic.
Hear us, Niantic.
There's
Right,
3 words
that time.
involved.
Ian's confused, but while all the hashtags were going on, me and Pogo Milo UK have officially been blocked and marked soon to come by Poker AK.
I'm hoping he blocks me.
Sorry, just wanted to give a bit of context in case people
No,
are like,
that is fine. It kind of needs it, but I'm sure it's going to happen in the next hour. I'm pretty sure of that. So, guys, what we're drinking tonight? I'll start. I mean, no one's going to ask me, so I'll start. I'm on the water again. I'm keeping it sort of clean.
Water and caffeine.
Water and caffeine from
Milo's
Mark.
wallet.
Wait a sec, hold on. Are you all on water? Hold on.
Is that water, Milo, or vodka?
I'm on tonic water because I had my second vaccine earlier today.
Okay. Yeah. Seen you stay hydrated.
Yay!
Yeah.
Pussy,
Welcome to the club.
pussy.
Welcome to the club, Milo. Welcome to the club.
Hang on. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, bro, I keep thinking that's actually Milo. It's the soundboard, isn't it?
It's the soundboard.
It
But
is the soundboard.
yeah, no, I'm drinking a beer. And boys, before we move on, can I just quickly say something? Do you mind?
No.
No, go for it.
No.
Okay, well, back to you. And no, the boys know what I'm going to say, and I do want to apologise to the 3 boys and as well the listeners. If you did listen to Reversal's episode, and if you haven't, what are you doing? Go listen to it. I want to apologise. There was something wrong with my microphone settings, like it wasn't plugged in properly, or there was just something going on with the microphone that I've got. So my sound quality throughout the whole thing sounded absolutely fucking dreadful. Like if I could block it, like Poker AK, I would. It was so bad. So, so yeah, I'm sorry. And hashtag Hear Us Niantic. Thanks, boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on. Yeah, we've done this 25 times before, but here we go with Getting to Know You.
Fuck, where is it?
So it's not that easy, is it? It's towards the top. The jingle's towards the top of our section.
Brother, are you taking the piss? What's happening?
I've clicked it.
There we go.
Who's clicked it?
Soundboard tonight.
Me.
Milo is pushing
Oh,
my
right.
buttons.
I clicked it 6
God.
times. It didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
if you don't prime them all before the show, they're not in the buffer.
Oh,
So some of them might take a
sake.
while to load up.
God, Milo, it's not Pog, bro.
If you don't prime them, that sounds like if you don't prime the button.
I didn't do that. I did not do that.
Four
gonna
more coming.
Yeah, it's because you've clicked it 6 times.
You
Mark's right,
clicked
it's
it
gonna
so many
do
times,
it.
it's probably just going to keep randomly doing it. So today, we're going to do something a little bit different with the Getting to Know You. Exactly. We're going to sing. No, we're not going to sing. A couple of weeks ago, when Coops was on vacation, #wedding, we did our first ever...
Blowies.
No. Our first ever Never Have I Ever. But tonight, we're going to do a quick game of Most Likely To. You guys know what Most Likely To is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fully aware of its
No,
existence.
I don't.
Most likely to. I'm going to give you a sentence that I pulled off the internet, and then we discuss each of us who we think is the most likely to do that. Because we've known each other for 6 months now. So I've got 6 statements here, and we'll go through them all because it's not going to take ever so long. So the first one. Who is the most likely to laugh at the wrong moment? I'll start. I think it's probably likely to be Coops.
Yeah, I'll go with myself as well. Cock.
I'll go Coops actually as well.
Cock.
Why is it double tapping everything?
It's because you haven't primed it, Milo. That's the
No,
problem.
but I only tapped that once and it played it twice.
Ian, why have you added this complication to this, mate? You know, you can't host and push your own buttons. What are you doing?
I wanted. Well, firstly, I'm not. Yeah, I'm host, so I can't really push the buttons. I wanted you guys to see that it's actually not that easy to push these buttons. It might seem it, but it's not. So, Mark, you were saying anyway, most likely to laugh at the wrong moment.
I will laugh at the most inappropriate moment, but I wouldn't say I'm as consistent as Coops is, so I'm probably going to go with Coops on it with me a close second.
So
I win the new flex game, boys.
It is. Now, will Coops be the unanimous winner on this next question? Who is the most likely to be the first one to die in the upcoming zombie apocalypse?
I'm going with Mark for that.
Most likely to die first?
Yeah, it's you, Mark. Yeah, facts.
Not a chance, mate.
Yeah.
If you watch Hunted, I've got all the plans to avoid being caught in Hunted. So zombies, not a fucking chance, mate. I disagree.
That's escaping MI5 or something, isn't it? Though
I have a baseball bat in the boot of my car, so I would just literally smash them in the head if one came near me. So I don't think it would be me.
I'll keep on the move. That's how you deal with it.
I would probably say it's Milo because he's most likely to have maybe had a few gin and tonics or something.
And he's in the ground floor, aren't you, Milo? You're the most vulnerable.
He's in the basement, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the basement. Sorry, mate.
yeah, I would say me.
If water nearly fucked you up, a zombie will.
I'd probably be driving my roof down as well. Roof down, be like, why the fuck are you getting in my car? Oh, I'm dead.
But Milo, I feel like with you though, bruv, like you're like all like brains, innit? You're all like sort of posh boy brains and that. So you'd be well clever with them. You'd like bring them into the house, but you'd be hiding in like the air vent. Do you know what I mean? Like doing a few Dialga raids. Do you know what I mean?
So
Zombie
who would then,
apocalypse,
Coops? Who
but
do you think?
still
Would? You said Mark.
I said like with me, like I'm from South London, like fucking knives and guns are like, you know, they're like family to me. So I'm going with Mark, mate. I'm going with Mark.
Okay, so a bit divided there.
Is that because Milo, just because he's in London, he's familiar with knives and guns? Does that, you know?
I said, isn't it more tactical? He's the type of guy that you want to go to if you want to break out of prison.
Think about because Mark's in like the middle of nowhere as well, so he's not really got anywhere to run and hide. If they come and hit your village, mate, you've had it.
We'll get out the village.
Just get in the car and leave the village. It's easy to get out. It's easier to get out of a village
He goes,
than a city.
oh no,
fucking
let me
hell.
just open the car door key.
Yeah.
Right, I'm out.
I'm out. That's the beauty of living in a village. You've got very small traffic. You just get straight out.
Yeah.
You'd be in the city. There'd be like War of the Worlds. You'd be all trying to get out. You're all blocked in big fucking queues getting out your city. Fucking M25. That'll be your downfall. M25 will fuck you London boys up. Those zombies will get
I'll
you.
die at the Chiswick roundabout. That's where I'll be killed. Fucking traffic there.
Hashtag here is zombies. Okay, so who is the most likely
To get blocked by Poker AK.
Well,
okay, let's do that. Well, you three already have been.
I haven't been yet.
What was that on the soundboard? What is happening?
That's the correct jingle.
Oh, sorry, because you didn't do it with the other two. Sorry, I just was like, where
Fucking
did that
thing.
come from?
Okay, so who is the most likely to smoke a little bit of God's lettuce? Who's most likely to smoke weed?
Ian, facts.
Ian.
I didn't even push it then.
I'm not a pothead. I have actually smoked it in the past, but I wouldn't say the most likely.
The
Yeah,
soundboard
facts.
I think
agrees.
you are.
Facts.
Yeah,
That's a 40.
Yeah, that's a northern
people.
thing. That's a northern thing.
Don't act like you don't have a fucking little zibby before
If
the
I was offered a
podcast.
brownie, I wouldn't say no, you know.
There you go.
Hey, listen,
There you go.
boys, Incensed trip to Amsterdam. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, let's
And our
go.
logo is green. So
Reversal's not
with
too
us.
far.
He'll join us.
Reversal. He made my sound quality shit. I'm joking.
Okay, so you've all decided it's me, so there's no real point me pointing the finger at anyone else. Who is the most likely to hold their breath for the longest time possible?
I'm going to say straight off the bat, I can literally hold my breath for about 15 seconds. That's not me. It's not me.
I'm not far behind you, Coops.
I'll say me.
I feel like Milo, I'm going to give that to you, mate. I feel like Ian would sort of struggle after 4 seconds. Mark would struggle after
Been
10.
smoking.
I'm 15. Yeah.
Well, firstly, I don't smoke. You guys know that. Although,
Ian's a
as I say,
scuba instructor. Oh, Ian's a scuba guy, so
Yeah,
he
but you
might
get
have
oxygen
to be really
tanks.
good at it. Yeah.
I can actually hold my breath for a long time.
That's true.
Good stuff, Mark. I'm changing mine to Ian. Ian, I'm giving you that round.
I'm going to stick with mine, and then we'll have a competition, Ian.
I'm going to go for me. I am actually going to go for me.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do it, Milo?
Not live, because we won't waste people's time.
Okay.
Milo, don't show off. It'll be like 12 seconds later.
It wouldn't work because Ian's the host of the episode. He's got to bloody crack on with the show.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do it on Community Day. We'll actually make a point of doing it in our videos.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In the bath, all naked, sucking each other off. No, I'm joking.
You know it.
That'll definitely confirm who stops breathing first.
Hey, do you know what guys, I've just had a thought. As we're down at Willen Lake in Milton Keynes, should we all get on the swans and ride along the lake in them and have a bit of bounce on the swans?
Blowies on the swans.
It's happening.
Blowies.
I still think back to that and how fucking funny that was when Milo went blowies by the bits. I was dying. That was so funny.
Oh, let's not go down that road again, else we're going to be here for the next 20 minutes, Creasy. Who is the most likely to cheat on their partner? Assuming we had partner. Me and Milo.
Coops.
Yeah.
Because I know it ain't me.
I've never cheated on anyone ever, so I don't think it's me.
No, I'll put myself in the firing line. I'm gonna say me.
Ian, you did cheat on your last partner because you played Pokemon Go at her graduation, didn't you?
I'll give you that. That is probably... But I didn't love the game more than I loved her. And I didn't really play the game. Yeah, I did play it.
Ian's like, if Ian could log into the game, because he'd be going, I didn't mean that.
Ian's in the bathroom with the Charizard badge, like, my precious, my
You know what?
precious.
I'm going to say this on record, because I know she won't be listening. 3 years later, I still crazy about her.
Oh.
So, there you go.
God.
I don't have an R sound effect.
Get a life, mate. She don't like you. No, I'm joking.
She doesn't. She really doesn't. Yeah, I was going to say, I think possibly, and this is no disrespectful, the dance industry, obviously the male to female ratio, I would say Coops would have a fair chance of having a few conquests.
Oh, that's true. He'd sing.
What's singing got to do with me getting the girl then?
I don't get this.
There's no correlation at all. I just said it.
Ian made that
My
speech,
brain
that
just
lead
like...
dancer, and then Milo just went,
I was fucking around with the soundboard.
Pigeons flying London. Like, that was just how irrelevant that was. Ian, I'll take the dub on that. Absolutely, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, the last one I've actually got...
I didn't touch anything.
The last one I've actually got today. Bear in mind, we all play Pokemon Go, but I had to include this when I actually found it on the internet. Who is the most likely to spend all of their money on something stupid?
Milo, facts. That's Milo, facts.
I would agree.
Milo.
I would agree. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. To be there, I have no filter. If I see something and I want it, I'll just buy it. So.
Yeah, no, the question, actually, Ian, I think you win that one. I think if the question was, who would spend mummy and daddy's money, I'd pick mine up.
Oh, dear.
That wasn't the question, though. So.
I know, yeah, no. Milo.
Oh, Milo.
Legends. Cheers, boys. Cheers. It's good to be back.
Anyway, it's good to be back. It was good to have a laugh.
With hopefully good
that
sound
went on
quality.
for a little bit longer due to Milo's sort of soundboarding.
Incompetence.
So now we're going to head over to Coops for this week's edition of the news.
Is the news.
I can barely hear the music with that.
You don't need to hear the music.
There's a volume slide at the bottom. Is it on Max?
It's on Max.
Is the
I didn't
news.
push it.
You pushed reversals button.
Well, shout out to Reversal Boys. We have a new event that's just been announced. Obviously, as everybody knows, Niantic on Twitter were cold for about 4 or 5 days since everybody kicked off about the pandemic bonuses. And then they tweeted out this to try and be like, love me again. So the event, first of all, the event is the Ultra Unlock Part 3, which will be about the Galar region. And the date and time of this is Friday, August the 20th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, August the 31st at 8 p.m. So first things first, as always, what will we expect from Niantic? This event is primarily around raids, isn't that right, boys?
Kind of.
Heavy paywall.
Yeah, the money grabbing. Yeah.
So basically, they're giving us an ultra unlock for obviously spending a fortune on GoFest weekend, and this is part 3. But basically, we're paying them more money. So, cut long story short, we do have some new Pokemon, which is actually uber exciting. Everybody loves new Pokemon, and we've got 2 new ones. We've got the sheep Pokemon from, I think it's what game is it on the Switch, boys? Is it not Sword? Is it Sword and Shield? Yeah, we got Wooloo.
Yeah. Sword and Shield. Yeah.
We've got Wooloo and we've got Milo. How the fuck do you say that?
I don't even know what you're reading. So
is it Squovet?
Scrovet or something? Sounds dangerously close to scrotum.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to go there.
Scrotum. Do you need a special item to evolve it to scrotum? Is that how it works?
Lubricant.
A lubricant.
For fuck's sake, why do we always end here? So we've got those 2 new in the wild, and then we've also got, if you're lucky, you might encounter a Phalanx as well. And also in the wild, we have got Galarian, Darumaka, Trubbish, and more as well. But we've all got, fucking hell, what are you laughing at the scrotums? I would now say that the following Pokemon will be hatching from 7-kilometer eggs, but who actually gives a shit? If you're lucky, you might encounter. We've got new shinies, so we've got 4 new shinies, and they are Galarian Meowth, Galarian Farfetch, Galarian Weezing, and Galarian Stunfisk. And I am joking; all of those can be hatched from 7-kilometer eggs. To be honest, boys, that's kind of what the event is about, but obviously it's got 2 weeks. So week 1, it's going to be all about raids, and you've got Galarian Slowpoke, Galarian Farfetch'd, Unknown You, Galarian Zigzagoon will be appearing in raids. Obviously, if you're lucky, you get the shiny Farfetch'd and the Unknown You. We've got Galarian Weezing, Lapras, and Phalanx will be in 3-star raids, and again, if you're lucky, you get the shiny Galarian Weezing. And then, sort of something really exciting, we're going to have Mega Beedrill back.
Awkward cricket sound, Milo.
I'm ahead of you.
Oh, bro, when I saw that, I was like, for fuck's sake. But no, all jokes aside, Jesus, Milo, am I boring you?
Not me.
So that's basically week 1, and then week 2, it's kind of the same thing. We do. There's just more raids. They've got Snorlax and all of that. The only good thing that I really, really, really like about this event is we do get 2 new legendaries. Now, unfortunately, they can't be shiny, but if you did play on the Nintendo Switch Sword and Shield, you will know Zamazenta, and is it Zacian, Milo?
Don't ask me, bro. I don't know.
Okay.
Milo's really not in there, is he?
Yeah, no.
So
So for the first week, we get Zacian, which is a new legendary, which is awesome. And then obviously in week 2, which will start from Thursday, the August the 26th, till the September the 1st, till the end, we're going to get Zamazenta. And Zamazenta was, I think, the one on Sword. That's the one that I played in Pick. So yeah, boys, I hate to bore you because it was fucking boring, but that was the news.
Thank you very much, Coops.
Woo!
I see what you did there.
Ooh, that was terrible, sorry. There's Galarian Darumaka in the wild, which I'm kind of excited for.
I said that, were you not listening?
And that can be shiny, can't it, Milo? That can be shiny in the wild, can't it?
That can't be.
Oh.
No, just the
Not
normal
not
one,
the
but that's
not the Galarian
spawn.
form, unfortunately.
Mark's face!
If he
Mark
gave
literally went
any
from,
fucks about the
be
event, he
shiny.
doesn't anymore.
Yeah, facts.
Seriously, Milo.
It's in the
Some
wild
of you
Hundo
worried
Hunt.
about it.
It's
good
the
ice
snowy
type.
one, bro. It's a really good ice
It's the one with
type,
the big
isn't it?
weird head thing on it, isn't
That's
it?
the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
With the big scrotum, the big white scrotum.
Snowy scrotum head.
Oh my god, what you guys like?
Snowy scrotum head.
So guys, I think we've got to go there. I know Coops was adamant in episode 20 that this wasn't going to happen, but it's started happening in a few areas around the world. Yeah, the pandemic bonuses have been removed in New Zealand, the US. So guys, bonus withdrawal, thoughts?
Hashtag fun.
Mark's crying.
Poker AK still hasn't blocked me, but he is active on Twitter, so I'm a little bit disappointed.
Maybe you
Milo,
need
I
to
feel
poke
like
the
you should-
bear.
Well, me, introduce it. Whoa.
No, because I
Okay.
feel like you feel the most passionately about it, bruv. So it will kind of feel weird if you didn't start off this huge conversation, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. Basically, we've at a point now where we're recording this show, and earlier today, the community and the influencers orchestrated a movement with the hashtag HearUsNiantic. The reason we've got here is, you may remember a couple of shows ago, 5 weeks, I think it was, 5 weeks ago when they first announced the changes to the pandemic bonuses.
It was episode 20, it was 6 weeks ago, yeah.
It was actually a long time ago, and everyone raised concerns about it. People made videos, people made Twitter posts about, how reducing the Pokestop radius.
Petitions.
A petition which got 125,000 signatures prior to Niantic confirming they're taking it away. There was a lot of noise surrounding this factor of the Pokestop interaction radius being reduced, and Niantic just ignored it. A lot of people gave them time. I gave them a little bit of time. I thought, a couple of weeks because it was GoFest time and all of that, and it was a busy summer for them. On the 1st of August, they just went ahead and reduced the radius in both New Zealand and not Australia. It was the USA. They just went ahead and did it. And I think 5 to 6 weeks of the community vocalizing, people were posting on, whenever they posted about GoFest news or Ultra Unlock or this event, there were people posting saying, keep the interaction distance, do this. They just completely fobbed us off and didn't listen. That's why we're where we are now with this scenario.
And I think that's more the problem, isn't it? The fact that they radio silence. I mean,
yeah,
they said they was going to do it, they did it, but at no point did they acknowledge anyone's concerns.
No, they've never had very good communication ever. We know this with Niantic.
But let's face it, neither have we as a podcast.
No. You think that this has probably caused the biggest stir in the Pokemon community ever. I certainly don't remember anything having so much of a potency surrounding it. The fact they just completely ignore it entirely, it speaks volumes on their behalf.
And it does. It pretty much, I mean, everything is focused pretty much on the gym interaction distance, more so than the other bonuses that we've drawn, really. And that's the one that made the most sense to keep if they were going to do anything.
Yes. I mean, everybody's been saying that basically it doesn't impact monetary value to the game at all. Like people, in fact, I'd say people spend more coins in the game because you can access more stops to put lures on, but they've still gone ahead and removed it, and it's the core problem. But the wider message is the fact that Niantic just aren't communicating at all with the community who actually feed them the money that they use anyway. And actually, thanks Sue for reminding me, in the Patreon chat they also reduced the incense effectiveness as well, so that they've basically, the bonuses that they said they were going to change and take out, they've just gone ahead and done. So now incense in the USA and New Zealand is back to 1 spawn every 5 minutes, which, why would you even bother, frankly?
Well, you wouldn't. Nobody used incense before the pandemic, and no one's going to use it again now.
Ian's right. I never actually used an incense before. I'd never use incense. And even with this bonus, I hardly used them. Is it really 1 every 5 minutes?
One
bro?
every 5. If you're sat still.
Jesus Christ.
And it used to be 30 minutes as well. So back in the day, you only got 6 spawns off an incense, which if you were sat at home, you
6 Pokemon for 80 coins. You think about that.
For
you buy
80 coins.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And let's face it, they were generally shit, the ones that spawned anyway.
Yeah, they were. So you get a shit Pokemon for more than 10 coins.
But go back in time. That was when they didn't have these stupid weekly change of events as well, wasn't it? It was like when actually you'd have 2-3 weeks of normal spawns.
Yeah.
So you'd put an incense on, 30 minutes, 6 incense spawns. And it was like, fucking hell. But Pidgeys, Weedles, Batatas.
Do we then have to change the name of the podcast? Should we change it?
No, we don't, because like I drew a parallel to at the beginning, incense also means pretty pissed off, which, let's face it, we are a lot of the time.
We just needed, we
changed
changed the
our
logo.
faces.
We're just going to drop a Pokemon Go podcast and just call it Incensed,
and we'll change the background to be red.
Put flames up the side of it.
Incensed for pissed off blokes.
Yeah,
Exclamation mark.
That's going to be the title of this episode, Mark.
4 pissed off blokes.
Do you know what we need to do as well? We need to be like, and don't forget to tag us on Shinies of the Week if you did manage to get one in your 6 spawns. Oh, it'll be 12 in your 12.
12.
Mate, it's
12 spawns.
It's brutal.
If we're going back to the conversation, I think that what's hard about this whole discussion and this whole topic is I think it's got a lot of legs. Like what Milo was saying, it started off as this, then it become this, then it become this, and now it's just the community going, you fucking, you absolute bastard, you use our FOMO to make millions of money, and you don't even care about us. You don't care about the game. You don't care about moving it forward. You don't care about fixing bugs and issues. And I think that's why it's got so many legs. But if we're going back to the start, and I don't want to talk about coronavirus, I'm not going to, but if we're looking at them, as we all know, all of this stuff got introduced through COVID-19, right? That's correct.
Yes, so pandemic
that's right.
changes.
Yeah. And Niantic are taking it away because the end of the pandemic. And obviously at the start, when they released all this information, they did say when the world starts to get back to normal, then we're going to, they said that. So at the end of the day, no one can bitch, no one can moan about that.
No, they said that from day one. They did, yeah.
But here are the two things why I think the community's pissed off. The first one, which is the obvious, the pandemic's not over.
It's nowhere near over, is it?
We're back to the Niantic knowing better than the World Health Organization, aren't we?
Cases are getting worse in America. The Delta variant is just running rampant across the world.
They've taken the bonuses away, and the COVID cases and everything in America are worse than when they first introduced them.
That's kind of like the main anger was like, hold on, it's a bit like taking the football away from a football match on the 60th minute. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like, it's a bit like, hold on, we've still got 30 minutes to play. What's going on?
And this is the thing, there was always going to be an uproar when they removed it, but it isn't the time, is it now? Let's face it. I mean, we're probably, if we're lucky, midway through the pandemic, but it's nowhere near over.
And I think that's where the main anger and the main conversation has stemmed from. And then the second thing is, and I've mentioned this before, sorry boys to repeat myself, but the second thing is as I'm sure you'll all agree, and all the listeners will, is that they introduced remote raiding, which obviously, as we've all discussed, earns them, I would say billions of dollars last year, absolute billions and billions.
When you consider 3 passes are 250 coins?
And I think the community was pissed off because they're like, hold on, you're sorting out incenses, you're sorting out gifts, you're sorting out buddy stuff, you're sorting out all this stuff, but hold on a second. But remote, because it earns you a fortune. Now we understand. So that's, for me, if you want me to be honest, if they've said that they were going to remove or maybe limit anybody to do 1 remote raid a day, I would understand that they are genuinely removing this for the pandemic and for the game. But the fact that they've not mentioned to this day anything about the remote raids, and to be honest, that and the incenses was the main kind of thing about the pandemic. And the fact that no one's mentioned anything, I think that's what people are, so there we go, you've just put it on a plate. You've literally, you're going to change the avatar distance, which makes gameplay and quality of life for disabled people, people with mental health, and people with anxiety. You're going to take that away, but remote raids, because it earns you millions, you're going to keep that. And I think that's I think those two were kind of like the main two things that started this whole thing, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I've made my points very clear on it. I've never expected Niantic to communicate directly regularly with its game player base. They don't need to. They're a business. They've got a game, and I've got no issue if this was removed further down the line. They said it was going to happen. I had people come at me a little bit saying, well, hold on here. They said they were going to be removed, but I think the point that I was trying to make was this isn't the right time to remove them. Florida in America, 11,000 plus people in hospital with COVID-19, more than they've had in the first wave of this pandemic, is reason enough not to do this. And I think the thing I'm really infuriated with is that up to this point, Niantic haven't worked with its creators. We've had a bit of visibility of that in the past with some of our guests we've had on. We've had some high-profile guests on, the Trainer Club, Reversal. They've been quite open and said, actually, it's on their terms. So that's the first thing, which is quite concerning. But this is kind of shows that has got a lot of substance to it now, because anyone can say anything. But my biggest frustration with this is that they have just ignored everybody. No one's gone out to them and said, we want you to change the game and revolutionise it and all that. They just said, adopt a bit of common sense. You've taken away one feature in the game which doesn't impact anything when you really look at it on the surface value, and everyone goes, it's only poker stop. You walk a bit closer. It's not about that. It's bigger than that. And this is what I kept trying to say. It's not about them removing it. It was about how it limits people who were given the opportunity by the developers at a time where people were limited to play the game. And what they've done is they've just turned a blind ear, as I always say, to everybody. They've pled ignorant on this. And the fact that a company that is only as good as the people that play the game to get it out there and actually share it, all that, ignorant to it, I'm repeating myself now, really just speaks volumes about how they value their player base. And again, people have shot me down. Coops said it earlier. My Twitter has just been like mental, and it has been mental. I mean, it's just been crazy.
Come on, flex on them, baby, flex on them. New followers, cheese! I see you. I see you.
It goes for all of us.
It goes yeah. We'll talk about it in a bit anyways. There's a funny tweet that came out a while back. I still haven't been blocked, by the way, by Pokey AK, so that's just an update for everyone. But I think the point is, I'm infuriated, I'm pissed off, there's no common sense.
And they treat us like
this
shit.
They treat us like shit, and actually this isn't about freebies, this isn't about getting something back from the game, this is about them just adopting some common sense. And this was avoidable, and they've chosen not to avoid it. And part of me thinks maybe they want us to do this. Any press is good press maybe for them, maybe that's what they're thinking.
Potentially.
But it's a dangerous game to play. It's a bloody dangerous game to play. And like my parting shot in this segment is, there's a lot of people this isn't impacting right now, and I understand why they're a little bit. Yeah, but why are you doing this? It doesn't impact you, but it's bigger than that. Yeah, it's bigger than that.
Two countries.
Yeah, I do just want to say that's a really good point, and I do want all the listeners to know that us four speaking about this right now. We haven't had the decrease yet. So for us, it's really easy to spit facts. And as you can hear, we don't really feel mega passionate about it. But let me tell you, the episode, no, I know you do, but but you know what I mean? I said this the other day, we were talking about something, and I said it's really hard, really difficult to really understand someone's point of view when you're not in that position.
If you haven't got the actual decrease, you don't understand how bad it is.
Yeah, until it affects you. Yeah.
I can see it, and I've got used to now not having to walk right over to the library to spin the gym. I can just walk round the road, but when that happens, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off, because like Mark said, it's such a ridiculous take away of a game. Like, it's just unnecessary.
It is. And the main thing is that also, having looked at people's screen recordings and people's posts on social media, the increased radius hasn't ever actually been 80 meters. It's never actually been as effective as 80 meters. It's been a lot shorter than that. And now people are reporting that the supposed 40 meter radius is what it's supposed to be. It's more like sub 20, less than 20 meters. Everyone's saying, I used to have a home stop in 2018, 2019. Now I don't.
Yeah,
I think that's going to rattle a lot of people, because if you're going to put it back to how it once was, it's bad enough, but the fact that you've made it worse than it's ever been, on top of being dumbfound silent for 6 weeks, you're just a bunch of tossers.
I've seen that, bro. Ian, you're looking very smug there, bro. Come on, it's your time to shine, bro. It's your time to shine.
Now's my time to talk to them, and they may surprise you. Firstly, I have no issue with them taking away these bonuses. They said they were going to. They have done. But they shouldn't have done it now. When the pandemic's over, a fair play, do what you need. But let's evaluate what they've actually taken away, because the incense effectiveness, I genuinely think, and bear in mind, I was furloughed for a long time, I was at home for a long time, we were locked down in the UK for a long time.
Yeah.
It was nice to have a Pokemon spawn in every minute, and I'm talking in the past tense because, I haven't used an incense for a couple of weeks other than when we record. It was nice. But I do know, real world, this has made people lazy and not want to go outside. So I think at some point that has to go back. Maybe they made it like a little bit more effective than it was, because it's a big change from 1 every minute to 1 every 5 minutes. That's maybe something that they could potentially look at. The gym interaction distance for me is the kicker, because it's just a quality of life update. It's not hurting anybody. No one's losing anything. We're only gaining. So that is a no-brainer to keep. It's kind of mind-boggling that they think it's safe for, like Milo just said, potentially like 20 people raiding to be within 20 meters of each other. COVID is still a thing. Even when you're vaccinated, you can still actually catch COVID.
They're making people do that in a country where I think the first person who's been double vaccinated has just recently died of COVID. I read that somewhere. I'm like, okay, so Niantic, you're fucking brain dead. Like,
boys, just quickly, I'm going to get another beer. I'm going to ask my mum for another beer, and I'm going to get her to say #HearUsNiantic. Be right back.
Okay.
My mum just bought me up a beer. Mum, come over. She just put a nice jumper on, because she, bless her.
So we have actually got a guest tonight, Coops.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're going to say into this. What is it, Ian?
#HearUsNiantic. #HearUsNiantic.
You're going to say #HearUsNiantic into there. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
#HearUs.
Niantic.
Hey! Round of applause, Milo.
Okay.
Thank you. Where's the round of applause?
Near the top.
Clapping. There it is. I was looking for applause.
There is an applause as well. Yeah.
This is the applause for Mystic 7 as well.
So another point I want to make is people are taking their frustrations out on the game when we need to remember it's not the game, it's the company that is distributing / making the game. So I know we've all boycotted the game today, but we can't really play the game. If we love the game... I was
going to say, can we talk about this? Because I will be honest, I'm going to get cancelled. I'm completely against the boycott. I don't really understand it. I don't get it. I don't get what it's achieving. I don't get what it's doing. I can understand the social media stuff that's happening right now on Twitter. I think that's
definitely
brilliant. I think that is absolutely brilliant. I'm confused about the boycott. So I know that we wanted to talk about this boycott, but Milo, can you explain
boycott
to me?
makes no sense. I can understand people not spending money on the game because that sends a message, but not playing it doesn't really.
It's got a little bit kind of muddy.
Milo, before you carry on, I will just say, and before to all the listeners, I do just want to say Milo is, as you guys know, like Milo's a hardcore raider. He's a hella raider. He absolutely loves it. He loves this game. So Milo, out of all four of us, has been the one, in my opinion, boys, you can disagree, has taken this super seriously. And you didn't do Raid Hour on Wednesday, Milo, and you've not put money on the game. And honestly, bro, for that, and I mean this, I can genuinely only applaud you. So I just wanted to just put that out there, give a bit of context. And this is coming from the trainer club himself. So so tell us about the boycott. Because
I've gone one step further. I haven't even opened the game today. I haven't even got my streaks.
How many wanks have you had?
It's a lot of free time.
I think he's got RSI now, to be honest.
That's why my left arm is aching. It's not because of the vaccine. No, the problem we've got is I'm kind of with you, Coops and Ian, because the boycott at the moment, I feel it's super muddy. I feel it's more of an idea. It was just a sort of, I know, Mark, you posted about not playing today. I've not played today. A bunch of other people haven't as well. People have just done daily streaks. The problem with the boycott as where it stands now is I feel it was a bit too premature and a bit too unclear as to what we were actually going to attempt to do. Because, like Ian just said, I feel that going free to play and not putting money on the game and not raiding, that sort of thing, is going to have much more of an impact compared to not playing the game at all. You know, yes, data and traffic will massively drop, but how many people realistically are going to actually stop playing the game totally? I know a bunch of people have quit the game and are not playing it at all now due to this, but you know, there are people saying, I don't want to boycott, I don't want to do this, which is entirely fair. Brandon Tarn he's gone free to play. The man himself, number one player in the world, has gone free to play over this scenario. Kate and Nolan, the duo queen,
yes,
free to play as well. I'm now free to play. Sod you, Niantic. I think that's
going to... how you group yourself with those two.
No. I have
to.
Do you know what I love?
Tear down. Tear down.
Do you know what I love? Milo's not put a penny on the game for less than 24 hours, and he's like, I'm now free to play.
I haven't actually done it for like a month. I'm not gonna lie.
That's like an alcoholic that goes, I am sober, because you haven't had a drink that day.
He's just woken up he's woken up at 5 in the evening or afternoon, hungover, and goes, I haven't had a drink today.
Oh,
God, nice. I think that's the better boycott, is just not putting money on the game for like a month. Say, sod your Palkia shiny, sod your shiny Heracross, sod your Ultra Unlock
just do
raid
one a
heavy
day,
event.
just do your free pass.
Do the free passes. That will signify to them, because if everybody bands together and does that, I know a bunch of people won't, like probably PokeAK will, deliberately spend more money on the game or something. That drop in revenue from the game for that month will scare the shit out of them.
But only if it's a substantial amount of people not doing it. You've got to remember.
That's what I mean,
The vast majority of the player base probably doesn't give much of a shit about this. It's only us players that are active in the game, making content, kind of heavy, sort of constant players, people on Twitter. A lot of the player base will still pick it up and do the thing as normal.
I think the main problem is that we're all, we're seeing the Twitter shitstorm and the movement that's kicked off today, but there's so many countries most of the world hasn't had this change happen yet, so most of them don't really give a toss. It's only the online community that's aware
like
of
what
it.
I said earlier. Yeah.
Like
so
we said it. Yeah.
If after a month and then they change it in the UK, I guarantee you, my local groups will erupt in anger as well. There'll be a second wave of pissed off players if they don't do a change.
Ian, what you said, you said about content, which is really interesting, and I do just want to shout out, especially Brandon Tom, Pokemaster Holly, Zoe Two Dots, the Trainer Club, and Reversal, because those 5 for this movement on Twitter, what's happening tonight, have been the rocks and the core of this whole movement. And let me tell you, they don't have a job. They're not like me, Ian, and Mark. They don't have a full-time job. They don't have any other income. They are lucky that their full-time job is content creation around Pokemon Go. So for them to start this movement and for Brandon Tarn to go free to play and to have that fan base that they have and go, no, fuck you, Niantic, and put everything on the line, I have only got the utmost respect and love for those type of people, because it's a circle, isn't it? If Brandon Tarn goes free to play and is promoting free to play, promoting, let's just say, fuck Niantic, if he's promoting that,
we can dream.
His viewers and his following will also follow that. Whereas when Brandon Tarn is doing loads of events, spending money, doing, guys, this raid boss is amazing, make sure you raid it, funnily enough, the viewers and his fan base are going to be doing just that. Content creators, they get money from their Pokemon Go stuff. So for them to just go, no, fuck Niantic. I've got nothing but respect for, and people out there that are going, oh yeah, having a go at content creators for being like this. You should actually be doing the opposite. You should actually be going, I applaud you for having the gonads, or as we said earlier, scrotum, for having the
gonads.
But boys, do you not think so? For tomorrow, I've been talking. Let me just give you an example. For tomorrow, I love Fridays. It's shiny Heracross, shiny Palkia. I am going to put £10-20 on the game. I'm not boycotting. I've never said I'm going to boycott. I've never said anything like that. I am going to, and I'm going to create a little video, because as a smaller creator, to get another 10, 15, potentially 20 subscribers and get 1 or 2 extra comments, this type of event is massive for us. This is massive for us. This is a huge opportunity for us. This is where the whole cancel culture becomes really toxic, because you just can't win either way, you know? When I do my video, if any of you guys do a video, we're going to be, Coops, Milo, Ian, Mark, great video, and we're going to get some go, oh, well, I can see you're not against the movement then, but that you've got people, you've got people, I'm not going to mention, but big creators that are getting income on multiple platforms, OnlyFans, Patreon, and all these websites, and they're telling me to not create a video, and I'm like, hold on, you're getting $5,000 a month from Patreon for not doing anything. I've got to, you know what I mean? So but whereas if they don't act, then the community cancels them. But then if they do act, you've got the fucking weirdos that don't want to get involved, like HRHKayleigh, that are against it. There's just this discussion is so interesting, because there's this massive circle of cancel culture, and where do you fit in? Where do you fit in, you know?
Cancel culture is a load of bullshit, isn't it? Let's face it.
Oh, it is. It's just unbelievable.
Coops, I couldn't say you put it better than I could. We've got to remember that these people, like you said, their entire revenue stream depends on this game.
Yeah, facts.
So for them to actually speak up, really Niantic should take notice, because all of these people are on Niantic's radar. The 4 of us aren't. I know they follow the podcast. But
the support person.
When you're talking about sort of Nick, you're talking about Billy, you talk about Zoe, Brandon, Niantic cannot ignore these guys, because these are the guys that pushed the game for them.
They have. These are
all these people.
No, all these people gave direct feedback.
They did. But what I'm trying to say is, today's movement, as we record this, had, was it 42.7 thousand tweets? As of recording this
now.
No, it's gone like 55k, bruv. I think
it's over 60 now. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's gone mental. It's gone mental.
That's because you've not stopped tweeting all night.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep going.
Well.
It's like we've got 60,000 and 59,000 is Pogo Milo UK.
So I'll add my bit on it, because I think, we've all talked about the confusion piece, and I think it's only fair I do sort of talk about what happened maybe 24 hours before this happened. So somebody sent me on Twitter an image of Pokemon No Day, and what it said on it, I'm paraphrasing, was, if you don't want to ruin your streaks, log in first thing, but don't touch the game on Thursday. So that's today as we record this, the 5th of August. I took a little break off social media after I'd sort of read it and retweeted it. And I was like, you know what? It kind of sits right with me, that does. Now, it wasn't the boycott bit like Coops, as we've all said. It was the day. Let's not play it for a day. It kind of works for me. You know what? I've got my strong opinions about how these people are treating its players, and that for me is what it's all about. I've made that clear. You know, I've had people come at me over the last 48 hours now. I made it clear I wasn't logging the game on, and I haven't done today. Twitter's been far more entertaining than Pokemon Go has. But I started the hashtag. I didn't start it, but I put it on that tweet, boycott Niantic. Because at that point, Heroes Niantic wasn't a hashtag. So this all happened during today. And this tweet, within 5 hours, had over 500 likes. And I was going, okay, that's interesting. And as we sit here tonight, it's got 2,000 likes. So it's just built up and built up and built up momentum. Now, this isn't about boycotting the game, as far as I'm aware, because I will be putting the game back on tomorrow.
No, this is just the
I'll
flex
be doing
to show how many likes you've got.
Exactly.
But for the listeners, I think it's only fair we set a scene. Today's been a very interesting day. Us as a podcast, you know, we were given a peek behind the curtain of what's going on, you know, and it felt like that this morning. You know, got a notification on the phone. You've been invited into this group with larger content creators, and this was all orchestrated and planned quite well for 3 o'clock today, as in the UK. I want to make you guys laugh on this, and Coops, you'll love this. Polygon have sent a tweet out and said, the letter posted this morning on the Pokemon subreddit The Sylph Road is signed by 28 players with a combined Twitter followership of 1.18 million. So we contributed about 0.04k of that. Yeah. I'm very clear. I'm not boycotting the game, you know, but what I am doing moving forward is I'm not putting any money in the game, and that's very different. I'm going to do what you did, Coops. I've been doing it kind of without realising for the last week or two, just getting free coins. You know, I'm not excited. I love the game. But there's no FOMO now. I think this was like a real hard reset for me, and we'll all get what we want out of this. But like you said, America's one of the biggest populated areas in the world, and they've done it to that country. So actually, the fact that people that are big creators that play the game for content and play the game for their business is what it is, that don't live in the USA are making that same call. It's a big thing. It's very strongly felt, and like you said, I just want to hear a response now. For me, it's just about hearing, do Niantic come back to us before Monday, which is what the deadline is on this social media campaign that's gone out. And in my head, if they don't, well, they've just proven that they're ignorant to their player base and creator base. And actually, for me, it becomes very easy how I play the game moving on. There's just no care there at all.
I was going to give like a polar opposite example, because I decided I'm going to pick up Jurassic World Alive and play that a bit more for content purposes.
Does that mean we need to start a new podcast?
Their Incensed equivalent is just called Scent, which doesn't work quite well. But
yeah, it works for us. Scent.
It's a different shape and everything. But yeah, actually, if you turn it on its side, it does look like a pair of balls. To be fair, but Jurassic World Alive. Okay, I picked this up on Wednesday to film a video, and then the game went offline for maintenance, which we've never had pretty much for Pokemon Go ever, whereas they do it very frequently for Jurassic World Alive, and the game was offline.
Once, didn't we, when they did the gym
for a matter of like 4 hours, when they said give us 2 days. Nope, 4 hours, and it's still fucked. Jurassic World went offline for 3 hours, and their Twitter account, which is the equivalent of Pokemon Go app, you know, the verified Twitter account that posts all the event info and stuff, the Jurassic World Alive verified game account posted 3 times, so once per hour, updating the players who were on the notification system of the Twitter, saying what stage the maintenance is at. And finally, after 3 hours, it said, there is a new update out. It may take some time to roll out, but you should receive it soon. That's communication from a game that is directly in competition with Niantic's Pokemon Go. They handle themselves so much fucking better. So that was a real shock for me, because I'd not really paid attention to the game or the Twitter account for Jurassic World Alive at all, and seeing that instant communication was just like, what?
But was it really though, bro? Like, you know, I'm going to sound like a parrot. Like, we've been playing this game for like, we know what Niantic are like. Like, why are we all like I just feel like, why is everybody so shocked? And it's just like, and I do just want to, because I know Ian wants to move on and say what he thinks about the boycott, but just to sort of finish off what I want to say about the boycott, like just because Niantic are fucking twatheads, like, you can still play the game, guys. Like, you can still put on £10-20, like, you don't have to do all this boycott Thursday bollocks when there's no event or no fucking good new raid boss. Like, you lot are ridiculous, bruv. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like, if you want to boycott, you want to do it tomorrow. That's the best day to do it. But it's just like, you can still play this game. Like, I was free to play for over 6 months. You can still play and love and enjoy this game for what it is. And I just feel like, at what point are we all just going to own up and be like, we are all addicted to Pokemon Go. We're all addicted to it. And it's just like, we know what Niantic's like. We're all addicted to it, but we don't need to boycott and come up with these childish things. I think the movement that we've done on Twitter is just phenomenal. I think that's fantastic, and I think that's going to grab their attention instead of them looking at their chart over the last 4 years and go, well, on Wednesday we made 48 million, on Friday we made another 48 million, but on Thursday we only made 44. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Niantic have got more money than any of us all put together times by 100. The answer to this question is forget the boycott, forget the not turning the game on for this random Thursday. Go free to play. If you want to do it, like the boys have all said, if you want to really show them a fucking message, go free to play. Otherwise, they're not listening. If every single player or the majority of players go free to play, let me tell you, like Milo said, they will see a drop in revenue heavy and they will change. That's my advice. If you want to show Niantic a listen and talk to them about money, go free to play. This boycott for 2-3 days will achieve absolutely nothing.
No, we've all said that, do you? It's not like that was the first time that message has been said. Everybody knows
yeah,
this isn't going to change.
Let me have my moment.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. I feel like it's one of those moments. I can't remember the film, though. That's a bit embarrassing, but it feels like we started this at the end and finished it at the beginning.
Ultimately, you're right. Boycotting the game for a couple of days isn't going to do anything. It's just going to make us think like we've done our little bit. If you were Niantic and you weren't making money, you wouldn't be a very good company. So the fact that they actually do make as much money as they do, that's going to say something. They're doing something right. Communication isn't that thing. Also, when you're dealing with a petulant child, you don't bow down to it and give it everything it wants. So really, is all this fury actually going to get anything from Niantic? It might not. I mean, we've got to come to the realistic fact, the realization that they may not back down. And I don't mean to be the sort of harbinger of death, but they might not back down. The decision was made a month and a half ago, and they've stuck to it. So we might just need to suck it up and decide whether we're going to continue to play the game or give it up. And I'm sorry if that sounds really blunt, but it could be that simple. They might not change their mind.
Okay, so let's just go around quickly. I've said this from day one, and obviously I was wrong at the start, and I'll be open to that. I 110% think that they are going to change the radius back to the 80 metres. What does everyone else think?
Well, there's sort of conspiracy theories that they might be subscription-based services that will extend the radius.
I wanted to dive in some of the reasoning behind why they've changed it, but I think after...
Good, do it then.
I think after trending number 2 worldwide... and people going free to play. The cash cows.
That's amazing, by the way. Can we just say, that's fucking sick, bro. Like, we've
insane.
done that, bro. In that Twitter fucking group chat, that's nuts, bro. That didn't even have 100 people in. Like, what the fuck? We second in the worldwide. What the fuck?
The world.
Only best to
second only to Taylor Swift. And if she hadn't been tweeting today...
What the fuck? Yeah, fuck Taylor Swift.
But Ian, I would.
Yeah. But what was really good was that Twitter categorised it as the day rolled on and made it prevalent in video gaming, so that helped categorise it. But as things stand right now, it's nearly had 74,000 impressions or whatever you want to call it, which is fucking massive.
Like
when you look
6 hours. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think that would hopefully get their attention enough and make them hopefully change the way that they're looking on it, because we've seen a few things coming into the game code as to why they might be reducing the Pokestop radius. First thing is, I've seen Sue mentioning, obviously, sponsors, which we get fuck all of here in the UK, so it's very, very minimal. It's basically the US and a few other places. sponsored stops, sponsors paying Niantic and saying, hey, we want people to come closer to those sponsored stops, so they go into our stores and do all of this. That's probably a very prevalent reason. Another thing is the route maker. This has been in the works with Niantic in the game code for the longest time. Basically, it's kind of like you plan a route using Pokestops, and they probably want you to be on top of each Pokestop following that route, and that will require a reduced radius. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like if you reduce the Pokestop radius, it reduces the accessibility to people with mobility issues and disabilities and social anxiety, etc. By doing the route maker with a reduced Pokestop radius is going to basically mean that that feature is also inaccessible to a large proportion of the players. The issue stays there. It just means that there's another thing in the game that they can't access. And then Ian touched on it very recently, is subscription, monthly subscription, where they might say, if you pay us £7.99 a month, you'll get an extended radius, which, I don't want to give Niantic ideas, is actually a thing in Jurassic World Alive.
Well, Milo, I was going to say, mate, I actually don't hate the idea. Obviously, I wouldn't pay that for the radius. I'm sure they'd include, maybe a free remote raid pass a day.
Double items and things, yeah.
Yeah, or like, I'll be honest, I wouldn't hate that, bro. I pay for Spotify. I pay for OnlyFans.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I genuinely wouldn't mind a monthly subscription. Like, if you got a bunch of free items, it might mean you would spend like less in one go, sort of thing. Those are the three reasons I think they've done the radius thing, and they've pushed it through and ignored the players massively. Sponsors, route maker being pushed very soon, probably after the summer, and subscription potential.
So yeah, thanks for that, Milo. There's a lot of people tweeting that they might be quitting the game. So where do we see Pokemon Go going? What do we see an end for the game? Do we see a future for the game? I mean, what possibly could actually come out of this whole situation?
I look at the times that I really enjoy playing the game, and that was post-pandemic. I think with everything in the last 18 months, everything's been slightly different. Let's be honest, it has been. I don't think the game's going to die. And to be honest with you, if we can get into a position where we're in a safer environment, we talk about community day, we're all going to meet for community day. We're going to get a few people together, and it might give us a sense of normality. Do you know what? That's what I love about the game. It won't die. And I truly, truly, truly believe what Coops has said is they'll revert back to how it is now in the pandemic, and then we'll move on from this. I think eventually we'll then get to a point where we either know we're going to be in a pandemic for the rest of our lives, because we could be. We just don't know
potentially,
that. Potentially. And we just have to understand about how we get what we want out of the game moving on. And I think it just realigns it for everyone. But I treasure those moments. I treasure the Hervey nipple story. Those were the great days as doing it.
Great moments.
Great moments. And I'm looking forward to you guys. I'm a bit envious of you guys. You still meet your crews and still do your Pokemon events. Came up with me, and that was an amazing experience for the community day. But for me, this will be the first time I've met up with my old Pokemon raid crew for nearly 3 years. So I'm extremely excited for
Mark,
Community Day.
Before we go any further, have you got something to tell people about the Community Day?
We can exclusively reveal to everybody that we are going to be meeting up as a group.
Yeah.
And we are going to be playing the Saturday, which is the 14th of August, and we're all going to be going to Milton Keynes. Yes. And we're going to be meeting up at Willen Lakes for the day. So we're absolutely excited for that. And
we're going to be hunting for Ian's drone.
Oh, yes.
Yes. We are.
Yes.
But we're not going to sink a second one.
No.
Do you know what's really interesting about this? Do I think Pokemon Go is going to end? No, because we're all addicted, as I mentioned before. And I think that's pretty obvious. I think
that's the biggest point, though, isn't it? Because we are. Let's face it. Anyone that says they're not, they really not playing it on the level that the rest of us are.
What's that meme? It's that, why the fuck you lying?
Lying. Exactly.
I sort of touched on it earlier, but I hate people that are like, oh, but Coops, I don't understand why everyone's doing this for the radius. I don't get it. I'm like, brother, listen to me. It's deeper than that. From issues that we've discussed tonight, it's way deeper than that. Let's look back to egg hatches, shiny rates. Let's look back to the XL candy was released and you did 45 Groudon raids and you looked at your XL candy, you had 4 XL candy from 30 raids.
Bullshit.
You know,
it was fucked from the get-go.
you know, the fact that you can't put on a pair of boots and trousers, as I've mentioned, without it looking like The Sims fucking 1785. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the style shop, I think this is just a momentous moment for the community. This is just us putting our middle finger up and going, do you know what, Niantic? We are sick of everything. And mate, this time last year, I wanted to make a diss track on them, bruv. They'd done so much wrong. So many bugs. GBL, they introduced Weatherball, yeah? That makes me angry. But
he still feels it. He still feels it.
But what I mean is that do I think that there's just to end off what I'm saying, do I think there's an end to Pokemon Go? No, but this is a moment for the community to go, fuck you, Niantic. Hashtag
Hear us, Niantic.
Sorry.
You could say hashtag
really
fun. I've been trying to get that going.
I've got it right now. I've got it down now.
Sorry. You know, this is our time to go. This isn't the radius. This isn't the pandemic bonuses. This isn't the communication. This is all of that and the past 5 years. And I think that's what the issue is. I mean, whenever Pokemon Go releases a tweet, just look at the replies from everyone. Just look at the replies.
Yeah.
You know, and I think for people that are listening to this going, but you know, boys, Incensed podcast boys, I don't get it. Like, why is everyone having an issue with the radius? They said that they were going to remove it. Listen to me, brother. It's deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. And it goes back to everything that I've discussed and 100 million times further back to all the events that they fucking mugged us off, not told us about. Release a new shiny. People do raids for it and then 48 hours later they're like, sorry, we didn't release it as a shiny. You know.
Yeah.
This is going back to all the people that have lost remote raid passes and raid passes from glitches and bugs and they still haven't got them back to this day. You know, it's deeper, guys. This is a movement that is going to happen once in the last 5 years. This is it. And I think that if you're not with it and if you're not sticking to it, I think you're the problem. And I'm not trying to, but I am going to be that guy tonight. And I'm going to say, if you've got an issue with this movement and what we're trying to do, guys, it's your problem. And it goes deeper than the distance from everything that we've discussed tonight. And I hope you don't mind me talking a bit then, boys. Sorry.
That's fine. I would also add on to that is that we do have the power as the community, because remember, we got them to fix Legendary XL. It took them 4.5 months to do it, but they did fix it. They changed it because of all the complaints, and that was probably 5% on the scale of what we've got going at the moment. So fingers crossed.
Pog. That was Pog.
Yeah, I agree, Milo. And rounding this off, I think the community's voice has definitely been heard today. 4 of us, I mean, it's probably been an honour that we got included to actually at the beginning of this thing. Thank you to everyone that let us in on this, because then we could get in on the ground floor and start tweeting early. But our voice has definitely been heard. Now, whether anything happens or not, we don't know, but we have made a point today. And nobody can deny that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'd like to just throw a bit, and this isn't to trigger a conversation off the back of it, but I think Reversal made a really good point. And he said the irony of the Heroes Niantic movement, the same people who told all the Pokemon Go influencers to use their platform to tackle a problem in the past are now ignorant towards us fighting for a good cause. That's why you don't bother trying to win arguments on the internet, and I love that. Yeah.
That perfectly rounds this section off, Mark. Thank you very much.
Ian, don't forget we've got one more thing as well to round it off. Fuck Poker AK.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we can scratch him off the guest list then.
Oh, bro, he was fuck that. Hell no.
Oh dear.
Don't forget he's a PvP content creator. So you lot wouldn't like that.
What's PvP again?
Exactly, not Pog.
Not Pog.
So anyway, some say when a Niantic intern has a good idea, a light literally comes on in their head. And when this happens, they actually turn the office lights off just to save a buck. Do they? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. But all I do know is it's time to go over to Milo for...
I pushed the button.
Fucking hell.
I pushed it. Come on. Ask the Intern. Yes, it's over to me for Ask the Intern. I'm just waiting for it to play again. Ask the Intern.
Did you push it twice?
No. Do you know what? I was actually going to say, Ian, on the back of your intro, I was going to say, when a Niantic intern has a good idea, that never happens. But I'm going to keep it brief for Ask the Intern. The Twitter support has basically been awash with whatever's been happening today. At Niantic Help, why does scanning a Pokestop break the app on my phone? I have a Pixel 5. Whenever I scan a stop, the app breaks, hanging on the screen when I try to click things, and then I need to restart my phone to get it to work again. And Niantic have responded going, hey there, these crashes could stem from connectivity or device-related issues. If you haven't already, check out the steps listed here and hope this helps. Oh, Pixel 5, bro. Like, how's that a problem?
Don't show off about it.
It's too good for Niantic servers. That's the problem. Those are basically for Ask the Intern.
It's all right. You good little egg. Good little egg. And you in your little Zoe Tunos t-shirt. You're all right, aren't you?
Represent.
Good egg. He's a good egg.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark. I'm just not going to pretend that I enjoyed Flex Game and Ask the Intern because I don't. You know, no, I don't.
What's wrong with Ask the Intern? I mean, admittedly,
Do you
Ask
enjoy
the Intern
any of our
sometimes is
sections?
shit. He doesn't like the podcast at all.
He's
That's
a
why I
spy for
sabotaged.
Lured Up, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a plant.
He's going to put his mask off, isn't he? He's going to put his face off and go, it's me, it's Ken.
You lot are joking. Talking of Lured Up and Ken, apparently I've seen on Twitter, he's been very controversial, very sort of bumlicky towards Niantic. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying from what I've seen, that's how it comes across. So
I think he's been a bit more open, I think, about the whole thing, which is fair cred, to be honest.
Yeah, people are well slagging him off.
Open.
Love you, Ken, by the way, if you're listening.
I think when you broadcast anything, you kind of have to try and be impartial. I know we generally aren't, but I think you kind of have to try to be a little bit impartial.
I know we generally aren't. I love that.
But you know what, though? In Lured Up's defence, like with us, like we don't give a shit whether we ever work with Niantic. I think Ken, bless him, and I don't blame him. Like I think he wants a really foreseeable future with them. Like he wants to really work closely with them and maybe eventually be a part of the team. So fair play to him, bro. But yeah, I've seen on Twitter, bless him, that he's been definitely been called a bumlick more than once. I've seen.
Yeah, very much so.
Anyway, it's over to Mark for hashtag
Chinese of the week.
Oh dear, so I'm still not banned by Poker AK. Sad times. I thought he would have banned me by now, but he obviously doesn't want to lose too many followers, I guess. Well, I'm unfollowed him now, so it doesn't really matter.
he's blocked them all, hasn't he, Mark?
Oh, I don't know. He's a fucking tool. But anyway, what was I going to say? Shinies of the week. I digress. So the Keen Brown double Stardust Spotlight Hour plus chances for a shiny Magnemite plus Incensed the Pokemon Go podcast equals a smashing success. 2 shiny Magnemites in an hour. Couldn't ask for more. Hashtag Shinies of the week.
Nice.
VY tweeted at Incensed podcast Shinies of the week. Bam! Shiny Cranados. Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
Jealous.
This is where we think of Coops is some Seaman Heffernan, but it's Seamus Heffernan. Sorry, Seamus.
You sure it's not Seamus?
Yeah, it could be.
It could be Seamus Heffernan. At Incensed podcast, catching up on a few episodes today after being busy for the last few weeks, and caught these whilst listening to you lads, including 2 back-to-back, when he got Shiny Gligar, Cranados, Caterpie, and 2 Onomites, but his back-to-back was Cranados, and then the next click, Shiny Caterpie. What a lovely back-to-back.
Nice.
The game that keeps giving those little addictive... There you go. He's still hooked, I'm sure. Mr. Mossum has tweeted, so today has been a very good shiny day. Started with listening to Incensed podcast, the reversal episode, and caught my first non-shadow shiny Beldum. Then I caught a wild shiny Charizard. He also got a shiny Natu and a shiny Sentret, which is amazing.
Sorry, he got a wild Charizard.
Wild shiny Charizard. And actually, I will mention because Hervey got one as well this week, so that was pretty exciting. Jamal Harvey at Incensed podcast Shinies of the Week got this bad boy while Reversal was talking about being hashtag sponsored. He got a shiny shiny Boltoy, which is amazing because I got my first one during the event as well. Echo Games has said Shiny Cranados is mine. This one goes out to
that?
Incensed. Who? Echo.
No, I'm taking the piss.
No, I was taking the piss. I was taking the piss as well. Echo Games said, Shiny Cranados is mine. This one goes out to the Incensed podcast boys. Nice to see some people getting Shiny Cranados. That little fucker eluded me. But anyway, well done, everyone.
I'm surprised Pokey AK didn't tweet in.
Yeah?
Friends. Ooh, friends.
Hashtag shinies of the week. Clarify the spelling.
Oh,
I'm not going to load the stick.
You've
I'm
just
not going to
given
load
up on
it.
the soundboard, haven't you?
I just can't be bothered.
That is SHINIESOFTHEWEEK.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, some great shinies of the week there. So that's the end, guys. We've got to the end of this week's podcast. Don't forget, guys, you can share your stories with us on Twitter, Instagram, Insta, if you're down with the kids, at Incensed Podcast, or by email if you're still old school, incensepodcast@yahoo.com. Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. And next week, Mark gets his wish. Yes, Masterful 27 will actually host episode 27.
Pog.
And on that bombshell, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
I choose you!